Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Jojo Palacio. If you are not, welcome back to talking about all things beauty. And today is certainly one of those days where we get to do a how-to. I feel like I don't do enough of these. I get a lot of questions at Sephora, at work, at the hospital, all over the place on this topic in particular, which is how to pick concealer. So there are many purposes for concealer. This video goes into detail as to 4 of the most frequently used purposes for concealer. I'm not gonna hold you up too long in the intro just because I'm trying to keep this video as specific to concealers as possible. But just know, guys, that you're not alone if you're confused about concealers. There are so many ways to use concealers. As you've seen, there's even tutorials on how to do a full face just using concealers. I wouldn't do that, it's wasteful. Concealers can be expensive and you should just use them for what they're intended. Or again, I mean, if you're gonna use it all over your face, you might as well buy a foundation for the same price. It's got more product, right? Like, okay, swear, I'm not gonna scold you too much during this intro, but go ahead and subscribe to my channel before we get started, guys. I upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. I'm also on Instagram, so look me up on Instagram. It's Jojo Palacio, where I am on there literally all the time, just doing cute videos. You guys get to see behind the scenes. So again, we are doing a concealer only tutorial. I do have all of the details to my makeup listed down below. If you want a mini tutorial on this look, it was super easy and simple. Just leave me a comment down below and say we want a tutorial on the look and I will gladly do this tutorial for you guys. It is super simple. All it is just lashes. I keep telling you, lashes would rule the world if they could. So let me stop talking and I will get started on this tutorial. Okay, so I feel very weird because we're gonna get started on a very exciting topic. You and me and you, we're talking about concealer today. And this is probably the most frequently asked question that I get at Sephora is around foundation and secondly, concealer. Or I would say they're a close tie, honestly, just because you wanna get it right. There are so many different options to concealer. We're not going to talk about formula today. I feel like that's a whole nother conversation. We're just going to talk about color and how to pick out your right color. So, like I've mentioned a few times in my other videos, there are so many reasons that you can pick out a concealer. There is color correcting, so you'd either pick a orange one like this guy or a red depending on your skin tone and how severe the darkness is. There's yellow, there's orange, there's green, there's pink. Purple even, there's white, and then there's your regular colors, right, that we use every single day to either conceal or highlight. So today we're going to discuss 3 different concealers and we're going to talk about why I would use these on a regular basis. So these concealers are a different formula. One's a stick and we're going to start out with this one. So this is a orange peachy concealer. This guy I'm going to put right here and that's going to help me correct any darkness, any purple tones, any blue tones that are under the eye area. I just keep it right there. I don't apply it anywhere else. I keep it in these areas just because that's where I have the only darkness, and as you can see, it like already helped to correct a lot of discoloration. So sometimes for an everyday I would stop here and then put my foundation on, but because I already have foundation on, we need to continue on and conceal. So to conceal, I have a drugstore concealer. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Full Road Concealer, and I use it in 380. So a concealing shade is typically the exact same shade as your foundation, BB cream, CC cream, your skin tone basically, because the idea behind this is that you're just concealing maybe any blemishes, maybe you just want to conceal your under eye area and not have to wear foundation. Since this is the same tone as your skin tone, you don't have to worry about concealing it. So that's why I use this guy. So I like to put, first of all, great concealer. I love the quality of this concealer. Look at how big that applicator is. It is insane. So nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to use this for the majority of my under eye area. We're going to do what I call the little triangle. So the little triangle is going to be directly underneath your eyelid. And so I'm gonna apply it there, and what I mean by little triangle, not just my cute little triangle sponge, is that we are not gonna bring it outside of this small area right underneath the under eye. I like to blend this out with a sponge because it is a liquid concealer. If it were a cream concealer, I highly recommend that you use a brush to kind of place it down / start to blend it in, and then you can push it in with a sponge. So you see how I did not bring that out all the way up here? We're gonna keep it right underneath the eye, which is our little triangle. So we are all concealed up. Typically, the concealer I will keep just underneath the eyes, the concealer in a concealing shade. I'll keep underneath the eyes. Now, if you were doing your makeup for every day, that concealer, having that one concealer or maybe the two is perfectly fine. You don't need 3. I just find that for me to get my glam full coverage, I need the 3. I prefer the 3. I don't need the 3 because right now we're pretty covered up. I would say you could set this and keep on going with your makeup routine. However, if you want to highlight with the concealer, that is where we are going to go 2 to 3 shades up in color, or lighter in color. So this is the same concealer. I'm just using it in the shade 345. I have like a little something here. Got it, okay. So that is 345 in the Infallible. And so this we're gonna place a little differently. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull it out of the container and we're gonna use whatever's on the applicator. I feel like this is key whenever I'm trying to explain this to clients. There's no need to re-dip into the container. You have to be very careful, especially with your under eye area. A lot of the times clients come in and they say, I want a concealer that doesn't crease, doesn't crack, doesn't move. I don't want to have to deal with all that. Well, the problem is that you are using way too much concealer. A lot of these full coverage concealers, a little bit goes a long way. You don't need a ton. So to highlight, we're gonna highlight the areas that come out. If I turn my face sideways, this area touches whatever, the air, the light first, so does my forehead, so does my chin, and so do my cheekbones. Those are the areas that you want to highlight because they stand out on the face, right? Besides my double chin, you know, whatever. So we are going to use a little bit here, down the nose, chin, and then when it comes to the under eye area, this is where we're going to go into the bigger triangle. So I like to put a little bit here, and then I'll dot onto here. And so that's gonna make the triangle come out a little better, and we're gonna ombre that under eye area, if that makes sense. So it's gonna go from very bright all the way into that concealed end, and sometimes I'll even make sure I put a little extra in that very inner corner if I don't feel like this guy did the trick. There are some days where my under eyes are a lot more tired than others, but I'm pretty happy with where that's at. So I'm gonna use my sponge to blend things out. I like to blend out forehead and chin first, and then I will go into the under eye area. That way I can go right into setting it with the concealer still pretty fresh. So just make sure that this part here, you kind of hit up into that C like you would your highlighter, because that's what it's doing essentially, is bringing that area forward, bringing light into that area since it's brighter. Boom, now look at our under eye area. Concealed up, highlighted up, we are good to go. Now, one thing I do want to include is that I use concealers a lot of times, and even foundation sticks to contour, so that's another use for concealer. However, for your purposes, just know that on a daily basis, you just need a concealing shade that's the same tone as your foundation. If you were to do a glam moment, you want to use that 2 to 3 shade lighter concealer. So on a day-to-day basis, you probably need just 2 concealers, right? Now, if you're one of my girls that has very dark under eye areas, or even just tired from working or studying, or you know, whatever, we're nurses out here, we get tired too, then you might benefit from using something like a color correcting concealer. Okay, so we actually talked about 4 different reasons why you would need a concealer. First is to conceal, second is to highlight, third is to color correct, and fourth, you might use it to contour. A lot of the times the formulas in a foundation and a concealer work a lot better with your foundation to give you that flawless contour versus using contouring sticks that I find sometimes can be very dry. Just saying. So, because this is a concealing tutorial, let me just finish up my face and I will be right back with you guys for the outro. Alright guys, so this is the finished look right here. I will have all the details to the look down below. I just wanted to keep this video as short as possible, one. And two, I really just wanted to focus on concealers because I feel like that again is the most frequently asked questions. I personally set the concealer with just a compact. I feel like that's worked so well for my skin. Just to set it with the pressed compact, push it into the skin. However, if you have questions in regards to how to set your concealer or your foundation, definitely comment down below. I can film a video if you guys like on what powders I would recommend for different skin types. So just comment down below and let me know, give us a powder video, throw that in the comments for me just because I always want to know what you guys want to hear. I mean, I could create content endlessly for days just because I'm passionately in love with what I do. I love creating content for you, but of course I want to make sure I address all of your questions just because they're genuine questions. I don't want you guys to ever feel bad about asking questions. It's okay not to know, and I love to teach. So let me know if you guys want a tutorial on how to choose powder for your skin type. So this is it for this video, guys. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you want more videos like this on how to concealer, how to powder, how to brows, whatever you guys want. I'm here to help you out with all things beauty. So subscribe to my channel, hit that subscribe link and hit the notification bell so you know when I upload. Don't forget that I've changed my uploading schedule, so it's every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday now. That way we get one more day together a week, one more day. So I thank you so much for watching. Blessings, and I'll see you guys next time.